Welcome back, David Heurtel in for Elias. Well, we talked a lot about the Terrebonne bike lane project that is sparking concerns amongst parents who are now worried about the safety and accessibility effects of the new plan, particularly parents of children attending Mackay Center and Philip E. Layton School, both of which aid and instruct children with special needs. The new bike path would reduce the number of convenient drop-off zones and could require parents to park farther away, navigating hazardous routes, especially during winter. Actually, safety is the main reason why this project is moving forward. That's what Côte-des-Neiges NDG Borough Mayor Katawa told me on air on this program last Thursday. But Terrebonne in NDG is not the only bike path Montrealers are disgruntled over. The one that made all that ruckus up in Parc-ex, remember? Well, residents opposed to it are now moving forward with an injunction and lawsuit. To tell us more, I'm now joined by Marc Perez of the Democratic Coalition Montreal. Marc, thank you for joining us today, and happy Canada Day.
Happy Canada Day, David. Bonjour, hi, and thank you for having us today.
So first, before we get into the topic, Marc, tell me more about the Democratic Coalition Montreal.
So the coalition of the Coalition Democracy Montreal is an organization that is legally registered, where our objective is to help people with the legal process of contesting things at the city hall. So, there is a process in place, but people go and they create change.org petitions. They go and they create a petition and they have people sign it and stuff like that, but that's not the right process. So we're going to be here to help people with the democratic process of filing and with the problems that they have.
Okay, so tell me about the problem in Parc-ex. Remind us, what is the issue with the bike lane or the proposed bike lane in Parc-ex?
So one of the biggest issues with the bike path in Parc-ex is that on Curb Street, there's a lot of vulnerable people, as Mayor Katawa kept on repeating in your interview on Thursday. There are people that are elderly. I know one couple that they have elderly parents that have a reserved handicap spot, which was basically removed from the area because of the bike path. So now, if they want to drop off her parents and stuff like that, they have to park the car at the corner, which is very, very far from where they live. So, it's causing a lot of havoc, and now it's going to be affecting other businesses as well. And that's why we're doing an injunction, because there's enough evidence to show that these bike paths, as much as people want to say that we're anti-bike paths, we're not. We're just against the way that they're structured, and we believe that there's a better solution to them. And that's basically what's happening. And the voices of the people from Parc-ex are not being heard. And Mayor Katawa and the Montreal Gazette article basically said it. After all the changes were implemented, after all the consultations and stuff like that, the Mackay Center, the Santa Monica, basically bottom line, there was an article in the Montreal Gazette that came out, and they basically said that the city did not listen to what the recommendations were, and that there are still concerns.
So, I'm sorry, finish your thought. Sorry, I thought you were done.
I just wanted to say, and one of the perfect examples is that there's a church in Park Extension where one of the parking spots has been removed, attendance has been down, and there's another church where parking is available and the attendance is high. So, one and one, you could put it together.
So, to be fair, Mayor Katawa is not the mayor of Parc-ex. Villeray Saint-Michel Parc Extension mayor is Laurence Lavigne-Lalonde. She's a Projet Montréal borough mayor. When asked about the Kelb situation, she says basically the same line, right? It's about coexistence. It's about making accommodation for safety for pedestrians, for cyclists, and for cars. And, it's just something that is going to happen. Get used to it. And she says also that there have been consultations. So what is your response to these Projet Montréal borough mayors that say, we have consulted and you know what, we're going to move forward and because this is a safety issue?
Yeah, okay. So we are all in agreement that there are consultations, but like their definition of consultation is a little bit different than what I have to say. The definition of a consultation is, and I'll speak because I go to both boroughs in Côte-des-Neiges and in parc-ex, and I asked Triple L the question: why is it that the majority of decisions, the decisions that are being made are for the Wow, I'm so sorry. I worked till like 2, 3 in the morning.
Don't worry about it, Marc.
Fighting all these things, so I'm
Take
losing
your
my
time.
words this morning.
Take your time,
Okay.
Marc. So you've confronted Laurence Lavigne-Lalonde, and I think the issue and where you're going, and you can tell me if I'm putting words in your mouth, but what you're saying is that the consultations, a lot of people are saying that the consultations are basically information sessions where Projet Montréal is basically telling people, well, this is what's going to happen, and there doesn't seem to be a lot of give and take. Am I right here?
Thank you. That's exactly it. So they are exactly that. There's information centers, and when I have attended these consultation sessions, and I have given recommendations, and you hear that the people there are actually, giving suggestions of how they could coexist with the bike path. Like, let's say the city says, oh, we're going to put 2 bike paths, and it's going to narrow the street, and that's going to create a safety zone and stuff like that. Well, people are saying, well, why don't we just put 1 bike path on one street, and then we put the counter side on another street. Like that, there's enough space for parking. There's also recommendations like, why don't we remove where we can one side of the sidewalk. Like that, there's enough space for the bikes and the cars and everything, and parking still remains. And, there's a lot of, people that are going to these meetings are not saying we don't want this bike path. They're absolutely not saying that. And if anybody is going in and saying, all these people, all they want to do is remove the bike path and they're not interested in bike paths on their street, it's not true. The people really do come with suggestions and recommendations. And I'll go back to the Côte-des-Neiges one where on Bourrette we said, there's not going to be enough space for the emergencies, for the garbage and this and that during the winter. And lo and behold, there was a death there. So before the bike path, there wasn't one. And after the bike path, there was one. And it was predicted. People came and they said it's a danger. And the city just doesn't want to listen. And we went to an information center. We made these recommendations. And basically, we were told, oh, this is not a consultation. We're just informing you what we're going to do. And that's it. That's all.
So, Marc, I'm running out of time here. So I understand. Are you planning on filing an injunction, or do you have your lawyers and it's going to happen?
Well, it's going to happen in the sense that we do have a lawyer. We do have a part of the money. One of the things that we did is we went back to parc-ex and we got pledges because we need to have $25,000. So we went and we met with the merchants and they pledged $4,000 if people are willing to put $4,000 as well. So basically anybody who comes and contributes to the GoFundMe, it will be matched dollar for dollar up to $4,000. So if somebody gives $10, the pledgers will give $10. So that's already $20 raised.
Okay.
And the thing that's very interesting is that we're looking to expand our injunction and lawsuit to all of Montreal. So that means that we're reaching out to every single borough to come and join us in this lawsuit. And that's why we reached out to Côte-des-Neiges and DG. That's why we reached out to Saint-Michel and Villeray, La Salle. So all these people, they're coming together. And what we need right here, right now, is for people to go on our website, which is Coalition Démocratie Montréal. So it's cdmtl.org, cdmtl.org, and they could come and they could share their story with us about how they were impacted by the changes of the bike paths. And this is open to everyone and businesses as well. So if anybody has been impacted by this, they should come to our website. They should share their story with us, and we'll add them to the lawsuit.
All right, Marc, that's all the time I have. Appreciate your time, and keep us posted, will you?
Thank you.
All right, Marc Perez of the Democratic Coalition for Montreal.